Humiliation makes tyrants incredibly dangerous. We're about to watch Antiochus IV get publicly humiliated by a superior empire. He leaves in a blind rage and lashes out at the exact people God loves. We're looking directly at the most famous desecration of God's temple in ancient history, and the absolute raw courage of the remnant who refused to bow. Good day, Grace Keepers. My name is Joe, and this is Daily Dose of God. Welcome. Toward the end of the video, we're going to talk about how God uses the refining fire of persecution to expose the fakes and build a pure remnant right now in our own generation. All right, pull up a chair. It's time to get to work. We're going to read Daniel 11:29 through 35. At the appointed time, he will invade the south again, but this time the outcome will be different from what it was before. Ships of the western coastlands will oppose him, and he will lose heart. Then he will turn back and vent his fury against the Holy Covenant. He will return and show favor to those who forsake the Holy Covenant. His armed forces will rise up to desecrate the temple fortress and will abolish the daily sacrifice. Then they will set up the abomination that causes desolation. With flattery, he will corrupt those who have violated the covenant, but the people who know their God will firmly resist him. Those who are wise will instruct many, though for a time they will fall by the sword, or be burned or captured or plundered. When they fall, they will receive a little help, and many who are not sincere will join them. Some of the wise will stumble, so that they may be refined, purified, and made spotless until the time of the end. For it will still come at the appointed time. At the exact appointed time, Antiochus heads south to invade Egypt again. The outcome is completely different on this campaign. Ships of the western coastlands known as Katim sail against him. These are Roman ships. History shows us a Roman commander named Popilius Linus. Meets the Syrian king. He draws a circle in the sand around him and demands his total surrender before he steps out of it. Antiochus is utterly humiliated and forced to retreat. He leaves in a massive blind rage directed toward the Holy Covenant. He marches straight into Israel. Now, God's Book of Truth, that's his permanent heavenly record that dictates the exact rise and fall of human empires, documents his exact moves. He shows massive political favor to the traitors who abandon their faith to align with his corrupt government. His armed forces occupy the temple. They completely desecrate the sanctuary. They abolish the daily sacrifice and set up the Abomination of Desolation right on the altar. Antiochus uses smooth words and flattery to corrupt the officials, turning them into total puppets. Verse 32 shows us the absolute resistance. The people who truly know their God display massive strength and take direct action. The wise leaders rise up and instruct the masses. They pay a brutal price for their obedience. They face the sword, the fire, and captivity for many days. They receive a little help along the way. Some of the wise fall in battle. This suffering serves an exact divine purpose. It refines them, purifies them, and makes them spotless until the appointed time at the end. God uses the persecution to burn off the dead weight and forge a pure, unstoppable remnant. We're looking at the exact breaking point where political corruption turns into direct religious persecution. And it seems that's what's coming our way, even now. Antiochus is totally humiliated by Rome. He leaves the southern campaign in a blind rage and violently lashes out at the people of God. He targets the temple to destroy their core identity. The text is very clear on how he accomplishes this. He uses military force. He also bribes and flatters the weak leaders who are willing to sell out their faith for political favor. This sets up the most critical division in the entire book. We see the clear actions of both the frauds and the faithful. The fake leaders take the bribe, compromise their convictions, and become puppets for a corrupt government. The people who actually know God stand up and take direct action. That's going to be us, folks. And they fully accept the cost to their own lives. God uses this intense persecution as a refining fire. The fire exposes the frauds, and it purifies the true remnant. Corrupt governments failing on the world stage predictably turn their anger inward on their own citizens. They attack the very foundation of truth and morality. And we see this exact division happening in our world right now. Our government and our cultural institutions aggressively push godless agendas. They offer massive political and financial favor to any church or leader willing to compromise their faith. The fakes are becoming more and more visible every day. Entire institutions sell out. They water down the truth and act as puppets for a corrupt government. They indeed trade the truth for comfort. The people who truly know their God refuse to bow. They draw a hard line in the sand. Refusing to compromise carries a heavy cost. You face absolute opposition, loss of status, maybe, and coming soon to a neighborhood near you, direct persecution from a society demanding total compliance. God uses the fire to burn away the dead weight and forge his people. That brings us back to the question we established at the start of today's study. The pressure is on, and the frauds are being exposed. Name a modern leader or institution that you've watched completely sell out their faith to gain favor with this corrupt culture. Drop their name in the comments. Let's expose the compromise. Tomorrow we move straight into Saturday's study and enter the final stretch of chapter 11. We're going to watch this shadow of the final enemy exalt himself and begin his descent into destruction. If you're ready for tomorrow, grab that chapter 11 workbook linked in the pinned comment and description. Hit that like and subscribe on your way out so you don't miss the next study. Only one more chapter, folks. And Daniel has just gotten better and better and better. Thank you all for being here. God bless you and yours. And I can't wait to see you here tomorrow for another dose. Have a great day, folks.